Hey, good morning. So last week, I finally realized my dream of becoming a digital nomad. And I'm currently living and working in Puerto Escondido, Mexico. It's been about 2 weeks since I've been here, and it has been such a life-changing experience. But at the same time, there are a lot of things that were unexpected and that I was not prepared for. And that's the reason why in this video, as I take you throughout my day, I want to give you a realistic view of what it's like to be a digital nomad living and working in Puerto Escondido, Mexico, and give you my honest opinion on some of the pros and cons of being a digital nomad. Because let's be real, this lifestyle isn't for everyone. And so if you want to see if being a digital nomad is for you, then keep on watching. Okay, so I'd like to start off my morning with a long walk along the beach. There's a few neighborhoods in Puerto Escondido: Centro, Zigatella, and La Punta. I'm currently staying in Zigatella, which is a pretty quiet neighborhood with some delicious restaurants. Although I'm only a 5-minute walk away from Zigatella Beach, I'm not sure if you can tell, but the waves here are massive, and it's actually quite dangerous to swim even for a competitive swimmer and past lifeguard like myself. So that's why I usually like to walk along the beach all the way to La Punta to a somewhat more swimmable beach. Hey guys, so I just arrived in La Punta, and this is definitely one of the main reasons why I decided to become a digital nomad, to be able to have the freedom and the flexibility to choose where I get to live and work. I'm originally from Toronto, Canada, and the weather there for at least half the year is extremely dry, cold, and snowy. And as someone who's been dealing with a lot of skin issues like eczema and psoriasis, this climate was not good for my health. Just a few weeks before I came to Mexico, my skin and health was at its absolute worst. My skin was so dry that I could hardly move my legs and my arms because it would start bleeding. And in just 2 weeks of being here in Mexico, my skin and my health has completely changed. The skin on my face is like soft for the first time in years, and a lot of the scars that I had from my eczema is now healing because of the sun and the ocean water. And so I'm so grateful to have the freedom and the flexibility to choose where I work and live. Because being here in Mexico where my body thrives, I have so much more energy, I'm so much more productive, and I have so much vitality. Okay, so at the beach, I like to start off with my morning routine, so come do it with me. I like to start off my morning routine with a little breathing meditation and yoga workout. I honestly find it so much easier to stay consistent with my healthy habits here in Mexico. I wake up early when the sun rises, walk along the beach, and go to sleep when the sun sets. Back at home, I have to force myself to wake up early and get even 2,000 steps in. And in Mexico, I'm excited to wake up every morning, and I get an average of 10,000 steps every day without even trying. This just goes to show how much your environment can impact your life. That being said, after a good workout, it's time to grab some food. The La Punta neighborhood is where all the action happens and where you'll see most foreigners. This is the main street, and it's filled with so many restaurants, bars, and cafes. There's so many to choose from, and they have some really delicious food here. I decided to go to a co-working restaurant called Malaga Cafe, and I got a delicious mango smoothie bowl. It was kind of expensive for the portion size, but these prices are pretty standard here in Puerto Escondido. If you want me to do a cost of living in Porto, let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to make one for you. After eating, I did some journaling and some work on my phone. Lately, I've been getting pretty good at doing work without my laptop because last week my laptop screen decided to stop working. Which brings me to the first con of being a digital nomad, which is there's a lot of unexpected disruptions. You always hear of people's laptops or phones breaking down, but you never really think it's going to happen to you until it actually does. Also, in Puerto Escondido, every few weeks there are random power outages that last for hours. So as a digital nomad, you kind of just have to get used to these disruptions. You're in a completely new environment, which means it's inevitable that there's going to be things that happen that you really don't expect, and you just have to learn to adapt. On my way home, I decided to stop by the local farmers market for some groceries. The market is only about a 5-minute walk away from where I'm staying, and I love shopping here. They have fresh fruits and vegetables and so many cheap local and authentic restaurants. While I was here, I couldn't resist and got my favorite meat tacos. It's only about 100 pesos for a really good amount of food. Hey guys, so I just got back home from lunch, and so for the next few hours, I'll do some work. I tend to do a majority of my work typically at home because the Wi-Fi is the most consistent, and as you can see, it's a very nice working environment here. This is a co-living and co-working place called Casa Flow, and there are about 10 other people currently living in this house. And I think one of the amazing things about being a digital nomad and traveling and staying at other places where you get to meet other digital nomads is that you get to be surrounded by like-minded people. Back at home, I'm surrounded by people who have more of the traditional lifestyle where they work a 9-to-5 job, they bought a home, they have a mortgage, and they travel for about 2 to 3 weeks every single year. And there's nothing wrong with that, but if you're constantly surrounded by these types of people, then you're also going to adopt similar behaviors. And so being surrounded by people who are working remotely, have their own businesses, are working and traveling at the same time has completely shifted my perspective, and it really helped me to believe that being able to work and travel anywhere in the world is 100% possible because there are real life people doing it, and I am now friends with these people. That being said, being constantly surrounded by your friends and like-minded people can also be a drawback. Every single day, there is literally an event. There is something happening. There is open night mic, there's salsa class, there's surfing, there's Spanish class. There is so many activities and things that you can be doing. And it's so easy to get distracted. And as a digital nomad, and if you're working abroad, it's so important for you to remember that you are here to work. You're not here on vacation where you have no responsibilities and you don't have to think about work at all. You are here primarily to work. There are times when I have coaching calls in the evenings and I have to say no to going out with my friends. And so this is sort of the sacrifice and the compromise that you have to make if you want to pursue this lifestyle. But because I'm so passionate about what I do, when I have a coaching call in the evening or when I have to, film a YouTube video or edit a YouTube video, it doesn't feel like I'm missing out. It just feels like part of the digital nomad experience. And so that being said, I have some work to do, so come work with me. So today I have some coaching calls and I gotta edit some YouTube videos. I'm a personal finance coach, and usually Monday to Thursdays I have a few hours of calls each day with my clients. I work with working young professionals primarily in their 20s and 30s, and I help them learn how to make, save, and invest more of their money so that they can design their ideal lives. I believe money management is a skill that can be learned. And so anyone can learn how to use money to achieve any goal in their life. Learning how to manage my money is what allowed me to become a digital nomad and have the freedom to work and travel anywhere in the world. And so if you want to learn more about working with me, come shoot me a DM on my Instagram and let's chat. Hey, so I just finished my work and I am off to the beach again. Go catch the sunset. See you guys there. So this trip is kind of like the second time I've traveled solo. The first time I traveled solo was when I was in Poland, and it was back in 2015. I think I was about 19 years old, and it was one of the biggest learning experiences for me. That's one of the reasons why I loved traveling so much. Because when you're traveling solo, you're putting yourself completely out of your comfort zone. Although it might be uncomfortable, this is the place where you learn the most. Just being here for the past few weeks have taught me so much about myself, and this is what I would say is one of the major benefits of being a digital nomad. I don't know if I'll be a digital nomad for the rest of my life, but I know that for right now, deciding to live this type of lifestyle is going to teach me so many new things, and I'm very scared, but also very excited for all of them. Anyways, come watch this beautiful sunset with me. Hey guys, good evening. So I just got back from dinner and I usually just like to read, journal, or watch something on Netflix. So as a digital nomad, usually you are surrounded by a lot of different people, but at the same time, you can still feel lonely even though you're surrounded by these people. Because when you're staying at a co-living such as this one, there are some people who stay for a few weeks, a few months, or even a few years. But the thing is, you're constantly having to meet new people, make new friends, but also say goodbye to them. And so this can be a very tiring and very exhausting process. Another thing that I've personally been struggling with is just being away from my close friends and my family. I lived and grew up in Canada my whole entire life, and I felt like for so long I spent so much time and energy cultivating strong roots there. But as a digital nomad, you are constantly uprooting yourself and trying to grow new roots in a completely different part of the world. In one perspective, this can be extremely difficult and hard to do, but in another perspective, it's actually so freeing and liberating. And the thing is, I do miss my friends and family, but the thing that I found was that I got so comfortable being so close to my parents and friends that I kind of took them for granted. But now that I'm so much further away, I find that I treasure my friends and family even more. I've been able to FaceTime and video call my parents and my friends, and we've had so much more meaningful and deeper conversations that we otherwise wouldn't have had. Okay, well, that is my day in the life in Puerto Escondido in a nutshell. What I hope you got from this video is a deeper insight into what it's actually like to be a digital nomad, and if you would actually want to live this life. Because there's no better lifestyle whether you're a digital nomad or you live a more traditional lifestyle. But what I want you guys to know is that you get to choose what sort of life that you want to have. And one of the most important things that allows you to do that is to have control of your personal finances. Because when you learn how to use money, you get to create any sort of life that you want for yourself. And so if you want to learn how to use money to create your ideal life, then make sure to follow me on Instagram at Michael Lee Kim and continue to watch all of the other YouTube videos that I've created in the past. Also, if you want to see more personal finance and travel videos like this one, then make sure to subscribe to my channel so you're notified when I release a new video. That's it for today, guys, and have a good night.